Hey guys, RC here, back with the next version or the next episode of our little tutorial. I told you I was going to come and check out some posts. They've got 5 pages of post in the general discussion. A couple that jumped out at me. This was because I'm playing with Mount St. Mary's, a very low prestige team. Wayne 23 is one of the support squad. He tends to know a lot. He's been around Wolverine's forum for a long time, 2007 in fact, and he's got almost 8,000 posts. So he's a guy that I know over the years has responded to a lot of my questions and kind of one of the go-to guys with information. But um, this was an interesting topic. It was called recruiting question, and basically. Wayne says even with small schools, you're able to get recruits in the 200 and 300 range, but they're almost always in-state or an adjacent state, JUCOs, or guys who match up with either my very high or very low academic standards. Okay, so you can get them. You can get leftovers during the April signing period also. C. Bailey's another guy that he only has 141 posts, but he chimes in and usually he has some good information. March and April, time to get new recruits. You can never get earlier, so save some recruiting dollars. The ratings for recruits of 200 plus vary dramatically through the year. So you might have a guy ranked 954 early in the year, and he might move up to 236 and then down to 404 during the year. So pay a little more attention at the individual skills. Okay. Um, Wayne notes that after November 6th, the guys on your watch list, the ratings stabilize and do not change after that date. For the rest of the guys outside of your watch list, they stabilize by February 5th. So that's two dates you may want to make a note of, and then make a note that if you're playing with a team like ours, you might want to actually hold on to those scholarships, at least one or two, and maybe try to get some guys later on. You always run the risk of not getting better players and maybe having to settle for worse players, but I thought it was interesting enough to bring up as part of the topic. Um, there was something in this one. Oh, Wayne also said in this one, going by the magazine and the WSSN ratings has helped him build really strong teams. Um, if we look, all right, magazine ratings, WSSN. So these ratings here. I don't know, however, if there is a way to see those ratings. Let's see. 801 for Harmon. Okay, so that's the OV. All right. So there's your overall rating. And if we are only looking at our call list. All right, so that's your WSSN rating. So going off of those, he says helps build strong teams. So that's another tidbit that I picked up. And there was a new option. You remember in the last video, and we saw okay, well, why is that not happening there? There we go. All right, this is called the quick recruiting screen. It turns off some of the functions such as phone calls and whatnot, and that is activated by this check mark, this little tick box, and this tells you what it is. So it's a feature that allows you to do the main tasks without leaving this screen. So you can basically do it quicker. It will only turn on when you have the box checked for you're watching, which is this one here. So if we take that off, you notice it disappears, and we have to update it with it checked to get it to turn back on. Now, and you cannot double click on them anymore, you notice. So if you want to do the phone calls and everything else, you have to turn that box off, and then you can double click the players and get into here. So, it just depends on how you want to play, but this opens up the phone calls and pitches and everything else. So, that's a new feature with the new game, so I wanted to at least point that out. In fact, Gary chimed in here. Mentions there is a demo, so you can check the game. Uh, Point guard says that the old method is still able to be used. Um, and then you can also set it for AI to do all the recruiting and switch back and forth. You can also in the league setup. You remember we had the option to set the recruiting difficulty. They also recommend making it easy for your first game, just to, it makes it a little easier for you to recruit. So anyway, that was just a few things, but there's really nothing detailed on recruiting, with the exception of basically do everything that you can every week. And then, as we saw, that one post said save some money for later in the period, in this April period, when most of the top players have signed, and then maybe you can find some people that will fall through the cracks. So that's what we're going to kind of do. So again, I mentioned, we saw how long the last video basically took up 1 week of recruiting. This can be time consuming. And these are email pop-ups for me. Disregard those, just no big deal. I just can't turn them off. Or I don't want to turn them off because it keeps me up to date when I get emails in my box. All right, so we've got 3 guys that are very interested. I'm leery of the defense issue here. I think I'm going to revoke his scholarship. And that's probably going to kill his interest, right? So I think I'm going to take off of the list and just cut him out completely. I think that's what I'm going to do with him. All right, that was Tommy Grant. All right, Smith. Scoring, passing, rebounding, inside shooting, free throw shooting. I'm going to keep him on here. We're going to watch his film. I don't want to scout him live. All right, and we're just going to go down the list here now. All right, so he's interested. Not a very good scorer. No defense. We're going to revoke his scholarship. Passing, rebounding. Yeah, I'm going to take him off of my list. All right, now this guy is low. He's on my call list. Okay, they're blue. We've already done that. He turned down. All right, so we'll see what happens with that. 5'8". He actually had good defense, so we're going to offer him a scholarship. Watch film. All right, we'll do everything on him. All right. We're going to try to get some of, we talked about his prestige. All right, I don't want to use everything on him, so we're going to go ahead and end the call. All right, but we've learned a little bit more about him. Academics is not that important, which is good because, location and prestige is very important. So Maryland, we're in upstate New York, I think. Not too far, so that could be good for us. Conference prestige, of course, that means he'll go to the ACC before he'll go to the Sun Belt, um, or whatever conference we're in, which I don't know, the Northeast Conference. All right, keep moving on. Good scoring, bad rebounding, average defense, inside shooting, not very athletic. Conference prestige, not a factor, rarely looks for a three-point shot, which is probably good. We'll host, he declines our visit, but you know what, let's call him. Let's talk about pitches, academics. Now, what I did find out, that is him hanging up on you. And basically, that is just a shortcut for the game to tell you he's not interested in talking to you about that or right now. So he's blowing me off. And rather than having to program in, 200 different excuses, it just has it hang up on you. So somebody did mention if you play with the sound turned off, that you may not hear that and you may think that that's a crash or a bug. It's not. It's actually, you could hear he hung up the phone on me, and that's what that means. Okay. No defense. Good passing, good ball handling. All right. I'm going to keep him on my list. He declines my invitation. That's okay. Location. All right. That's enough. Let's keep going down the list. Low. All right, so this gives, we actually have some information on his parents here. So his parents will have a very high influence. He has two parents, and their alma maters are Ohio and Seattle. Okay, so and this is their interest. They're interested in conference prestige and wealth status. Not very much. Conference prestige a little bit more. Scoring, passing, ball handling, rebounding, free throw shooting. Could be worse. The blue ones are already done, so we're going to watch some film. He declines. All right. We're going to stay off of him. No interest in us. I like him though. Little interest in coming to our school. Some knowledge of the 2-3 zone. He's going to actually come to the school, so we'll bring him. And let's call him. Oh. I don't want to bother him, so but we'll host him. He's going to come check us out. That may change his mind. All right, that's a defensive issue, so I'm going to take him off the list. He could be a good ball handler. We're gonna scout him a little bit more. He declines. All right, I can't call anybody else. I can't watch any more film. Have we swung back around Victor Harmon? Okay, so when you get to the bottom, it does go to the top. All right, let's take off these and update. And we want to scroll down to maybe in this range here. Still looking at only the same 3 positions. Oh, you know what? With interest, just to see if anybody else is added. Not really. Okay. So we'll take that off and update. All right, OVR. Yeah, right in this range here. All right, we're going to add him. All right, so here's one. You notice the first guy I had to add each one individually. This one allowed me to add to both. Anybody know why that is happening? Just curious. Tell you what, I'm going to offer him. And he declines. All right, well, tell you what, we're going to keep that 550 in our pocket. We're going to go ahead and go to summer camps. Remember, we chose to go to, this was something we did before we started recruiting, and we signed up for the summer camp.
You have new mail.
At this point, we will get some information back. Okay, I guess we have to hit home to go back. That would be, you would think when you get new mail, it would bring you back to this screen all the time, but okay. All right, so yeah, that might actually be good that when the week is done, you come back here automatically. Because look, now we've got, several. All right, so we've already started doing that. Or they do give you the reminder that the minimum entry is 900. Casey Smith visited the campus, enjoyed the visit. Tommy Grant enjoyed the visit. Dennis Gilbert enjoyed the visit. National camps are run. We did not go to that. And the Las Vegas Review is run, which we did not go to that one. We're going to the one up in the northeast part of the country. So here's all the guys that went to this particular national camp and the East Coast Jam. Georgia Superstar Camp. All right, so we're going to delete that one. We can delete that one. All right. And we'll delete, well, we'll keep that one and keep those. All right, let's go back to recruiting. All right, interest levels. So now we only have one 3-star guy on the call list. Oh, okay. So we did not go a full week. We went just one day. All right. So let's see. These summer camps, key dates. All right. I don't see. Schedule. Nope, that's not what I want. All right, well, so there's nothing to do. We didn't actually advance a full week. So keeping in mind July 7th,
You have new mail.
July 9th. So we're only going a couple of days. We're getting the emails because of the reviews. All right, the Las Vegas review we did not go to, so we can delete that one. If we go back to recruiting, We can see if we open this, we still have recruiting stuff that's input, and we haven't gained anything back, so we're still in that week. So
You have new mail.
all right, still at summer camp, but let's go check our mail again. All right, 1, 2, 3. All right, we had 2 more visits. I didn't think the visit was worthwhile. Didn't think the visit was worthwhile. The Houston camp, which we did not go to. If we go back to recruiting, all right, we are into a new week now, so you can see we've gained additional things. So that's good. I wish there was an easier way to see that. All right, we're going to look at call list that I'm watching, that I've contacted. We're going to update that. Still only these guys with interest. Tell you what, let's sort by OVR again. This is the group here. I want to start watching film on them. They're all declining, which is fine. Basically, I just want to watch the film so I can start to get some stats. Okay, I've already clicked that and I can't change my mind. That's too bad. All right, let me call Terry. And he hung up on me. Thank you, Terry. All right, let's see. All right, I think what I want to do now is, okay, let me come up to Gurley. We're going to watch film on him. He declines. All right, Gurley. All right, and then we want to go from Hammock up to Reed. Okay, I don't have any more film to watch. All right, tell you what, let's come and go to Harmon. All right, I think we've done everything we can do this week. We do have 3 visits left, but unfortunately, nobody is interested. Tell you what, let's come up to our guys with offers. Oh, let me call him. Ooh, now he's saying that he's not interested in coming to our school. And he hung up on me. He hung up on me. Wow, okay. All right, well, that'll be enough of that. And let's go ahead and run summer camps.
You have new mail.
Now that was the 11th, so again, we have not gone a full week, but let's check the emails. All right, the Houston Classic, the Chicago Prep is coming up. If we go back to recruiting, you will see that we still have these asterisks, which means that we have already, we haven't gained anything back. So we keep going.
You have new mail.
Chicago Prep Review. That was not one we went to. If we go back, and I'm just still looking at my dates. So you can see Gurley, we still have the asterisk there, and we haven't gained anything ability-wise. So now we didn't get mail, but that got us to that point. Nobody new visited campus. But that's been another week, so now you see all of our asterisks have disappeared. We do have the ability to now put more recruiting on. All right, so a lot of these guys that we have researched don't have any interest in us. All right, so let's go up first off to our 4 scholarship guys. Let's reevaluate them. Conference prestige is a factor, but not a major one. All right. Let's see if we can get him to talk to us. I live with both of my parents. Neither attended your school. Were it not for basketball. Location, academics, discipline. All right, and I don't want to upset him, so let's go ahead and end the call. Next guy. All right, Travis Leach, point guard. So he's one I'm thinking about giving the scholarship to only because of his ball handling ability. Defense is going to be a concern. Let's call him. And all right, so we've learned a little bit more. Prestige is at the bottom of his list, so that means that's good for us. We're not, I mean, you know, he doesn't care about academics, so we could be Stanford and that wouldn't matter. Location is going to be most important, so Pennsylvania, we're in New York. Temple would probably be a better fit for him, but I don't know who he's after. This is the benefit of buying that gold report if you can afford it. And again, I have $60,000 left. I wasn't sure what my budget would look like and how much I would need. So, you know, now I haven't started visiting recruits yet or anything else. All right, so it's hard to tell. He likes location. All right, so I'm good with the 4 guys. Let's do this. I have, let's go to OVR again. All right, let's look at take off of the watching. All right, so we can come down. Oh, yeah, I want to focus on the Atlantic East. That's where I need to be. All right, you can see we've got some guys here. Let's pop down here to the 800 range. All right, we're going to add. See, he's not showing up for both. Now, when I come back to him, he is. So it's almost like the very first player, it's not letting me do that. So I don't know if that's a glitch with the way it's clicking on. All I'm going to do is add some more guys, get some film on them, and then we can start evaluating interest levels. And I'm just going to use all all 10 of these a week to continue adding to my list. Now, you would like to potentially use some of that film watching on your scholarship guys to really make sure you're dialed in on them. But that's all 10. It's a quiet week, so you can see we don't have the ability to scout or host or visit. So we've gotten 10 more people, and I think we're good there. So we are on the 17th, so we're looking to get to the 24th,
You have new mail.
which we have to the 25th. So we're going to go to home. Memphis Hoop Summit is coming up. All right, we're going to go ahead and put a cut in right here. We'll continue with Recruiting 101 in the next episode. Thanks for watching. Take care.